It's officially make or break time for several Chicago Bears players heading into the upcoming season. And today we're diving into the 5 names that absolutely have to step up, or they might be on their way out. These are guys who have either underperformed, been inconsistent, or simply haven't lived up to the expectations that came with their contracts, draft positions, or opportunities. Let's get into it. And we're starting with maybe the biggest name on this list, Tremaine Edmunds. Now look, when the Bears brought in Edmunds, they weren't just signing a linebacker. They were investing in a franchise-caliber player, someone they believed could anchor the middle of their defense for years to come. He was handed a 4-year, $72 million deal, with $18 million per year on average, which was one of the richest linebacker contracts in the NFL at the time. But let's just be real, he hasn't lived up to that billing. Has he been a disaster? No. Has he been a bust? Maybe not completely. But has he played like someone worth $18 million per season? Absolutely not, and it's not even close. Compare that to someone like TJ Edwards, who the Bears signed to a much smaller 3-year, $19 million deal in the same offseason. If you've been watching, it's pretty clear that Edwards has outplayed Edmunds, and by a wide margin. Edwards just re-upped with a 2-year, $20 million extension. Meanwhile, you've got Edmunds still trying to justify that massive investment. The Bears aren't likely looking to extend him again anytime soon, and honestly, if he doesn't take a big leap this year, there's a very real chance this will be his last season in Chicago. The stats. Yeah, on paper, he's had over 100 tackles in each of the last 2 years, but let's look past the raw tackle numbers. Where are the splash plays, the game changers? This guy is 6'5", 250 pounds, an absolute athletic freak. He was brought in to be one of the best linebackers in the league, and yet into full seasons, he's registered just 1 sack. That's just not acceptable. He's got 8 tackles for loss in that same span again. Way below what you'd expect from someone with his size and athletic profile. Interceptions? He has 5, but 4 of those came in his first year, and at least a couple of them were the result of tipped balls falling into his lap. Right place, right time, not exactly ball-hawking brilliance, only to force fumbles into seasons. Pass breakups, he's got 15, and yeah, that's a decent number for an off-ball linebacker. But take that away, and you're left with a player who's been remarkably quiet considering how loud his paycheck is. And here's the kicker: his passer rating allowed, when targeted, has been over 95 in both seasons. That's not what you want from your centerpiece linebacker. This is someone who's supposed to be a field general, who's supposed to take away the middle of the field, who should be making plays all over the place. Instead, he's looked like just another guy far too often. Unless something changes drastically, and I mean dramatically, it's hard to see how the Bears justify keeping him beyond this year. They can save $15 million by cutting him after the season. And if they can find a trade partner willing to take on the contract, that's even better. Maybe the new scheme under Dennis Allen helps. It's more disguised, more complex on the back end, which could theoretically help cover up some of his flaws. But let's be honest, the issue with Tremaine Edmunds has always been the same since day one. He's not instinctive. He's big, he's fast, he's athletic, but he doesn't read the play quickly. He reacts late, and in the NFL, that half step matters. I've always said this: if you gave Jack Sanborn Tremaine Edmunds' athleticism, or gave Edmunds Sanborn's instincts, you'd have an all-pro linebacker. But you don't. Edmunds survives off his physical gifts, and too often, that's just not enough. The window is closing, and this season may be his last chance to prove he belongs as a core piece of this team. Let's shift gears to Tyrique Stevenson, another player who enters a pivotal moment in his career, but for a different reason. With Stevenson, it's not about the money or a bloated contract. It's about proving he can be trusted to start, and more importantly, that he can grow up. The word that's followed Stevenson through the seasons is immature. It's harsh, but it's accurate. There's no denying the talent. There's no denying the flashes. And if you go back to the second half of his rookie year, you could argue he was one of the best rookie corners in the league during that 8-week stretch. He played well, showed promise, showed grit. Even last season, early on, he looked like he was ready to take the next step, but then came that disaster in Washington, and everything unraveled. The confidence vanished, the discipline went with it, the coaches clearly lost some faith, and Stevenson just never bounced back. But here's the thing, I'm not out on him. In fact, I've been buying his stock all off-season. The Bears brought in Al Harris to coach the corners, and that's a huge win for someone like Stevenson. Harris is a no-nonsense guy who knows how to get the best out of physical, press man corners, which is exactly what Stevenson is. He's not a finesse player. He wants to jam you at the line. He wants to be physical. And that's exactly what Dennis Allen's scheme is going to demand. If there's a system out there that can bring out the best in Stevenson, this is the one. So the tools are there, the support is there, the opportunity is there. But if he doesn't take that next step now, the Bears will move on. They've got Terrell Smith waiting in the wings. They drafted Z. Frazier, a guy they're clearly intrigued by. Just because Stevenson has a year left on his rookie deal doesn't mean he's safe. Not even close. This is a prove-it year, plain and simple. Next up, Roshan Johnson. And man, what a golden opportunity this guy has right now. After all the moves or lack thereof that the Bears made this offseason, the door is wide open for Roshan to establish himself as a key piece of this offense. Adree Swift is still around, sure, but the only other addition was Kyle Monange, a 7th-round pick. That's it. If Roshan can't carve out a role now, when will he? Last year, the Bears gave him chances. He was supposed to be that thunder to Khalil Herbert's lightning, a tough, between-the-tackles runner who could do the dirty work. And what did he do with that opportunity? Not much. Outside of short yardage and goal line situations, he was just kind of there. He didn't flash. He didn't break off big runs. He didn't make you believe he could be the guy moving forward. And I'll be honest, I've been saying for a while Roshan's probably a number 3 back in this league. He's a depth piece. He's a short yardage guy. He's someone who can come in, block, maybe punch in a touchdown from the 1-yard line. But a consistent contributor, someone who gets double-digit carries every week. I haven't seen that from him, but here's the catch: he's getting another shot. And you don't always get that in the NFL, especially after a mediocre rookie season. This is his chance to prove everybody wrong. If he can elevate his game, run with more purpose, show more burst, maybe he can reclaim that promise we saw when he was drafted. But if he shows up as the same guy he was last year, he's going to be passed up quickly. Monange might beat him out, and the Bears can always go find another back next offseason. So for Roshan Johnson, it really is now or never. The reps are there, the scheme fits, the path to playing time is wide open, but what is he going to do with it? Continuing from where we left off, the next name on the list is Jaquan Brisker. Now, unlike some of the other guys we've talked about, Brisker isn't a player who's disappointed with his performance on the field. In fact, he's shown plenty of signs that he could be a long-term piece of this Bears defense. The big issue with him, it's not about ability, it's about availability. Brisker has dealt with injuries, most notably concussions, and that's what's really holding him back from taking that next step and becoming a consistent, impactful presence every single week. When Brisker is on the field, you can see why people are high on him. He's physical, he's versatile. He's not just a back-end guy. He can come up into the box, he can blitz, he can make plays behind the line of scrimmage. He led the team in sacks as a rookie, which, might say more about the Bears' pass rush at the time than anything else. But it still shows what kind of weapon he can be in different areas of the field. He's violent at the point of attack. He tackles hard, and you can use him in so many different ways. But all of that only matters if he's on the field. That's what this season is about for Brisker, proving he can stay healthy. If he can play 14, 15, or even more games this year, the Bears are going to be in a good place with him. That's the kind of player they'll want to keep around, maybe even extend though. With his injury history, you're probably looking at a short-term or year-to-year type deal. But if he misses another chunk of games, it gets tricky. Because as much as you love what he brings to the table, you just can't rely on someone who's not out there when you need him most. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. There's a growing buzz coming out of the Windy City this week, as the Chicago Bears reportedly made a bold move to solidify their defensive backfield. According to sources close to the team, veteran safety JULIAN Blackmon has agreed to terms with the Bears, a move that, if confirmed, could mark a turning point for the team's secondary. While the organization has yet to officially unveil the details, early reports suggest that Blackmon's arrival is being viewed as more than just a roster addition. It's being talked about as a shift in leadership and mentality on the defensive side of the ball. Whispers within Hollis Hall point to Blackmon stepping in not just as a playmaker, but as a vocal presence, perhaps even a new leader for the defense as a whole. Blackmon, formerly with the Indianapolis Colts, has shown flashes of brilliance throughout his NFL career, known for his instincts, versatility, and ability to make game-changing plays. He's long been considered one of the more underrated safeties in the league. If he can stay healthy and fit into the Bears scheme, insiders believe he could elevate Chicago's defense to new heights. The timing of the acquisition is especially intriguing, with training camp looming and the NFC North looking more competitive than ever. Bringing in a veteran presence like Blackmon might be part of a larger strategy to fast-track the team's return to playoff contention. Some are even speculating that his arrival could signal a more aggressive defensive philosophy under head coach Matt Eberflus, who, interestingly, is familiar with Blackmon from their shared time in Indianapolis. Still, as with all off-season chatter, nothing is certain until it's signed, sealed, and delivered. But if the rumors are true, Bears fans may soon see a revamped secondary with Julian Blackmon at its heart, a development that could turn murmurs of potential into roars of resurgence this fall. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.